Hello, this is Dr. Rich Lee giving you a third installment on a previous video I was doing in Mendocino County, and now I'm doing from the town of Eagle River, Alaska. I'm here actually consulting with a local physician who is practically a miracle worker in treatment of neurologic disorders, including those associated with long COVID, but that will be the topic of another video. In my previous videos, I mentioned two supplements, and I talked about the first one called DIM or 3,3-diethylmethane. This is the second supplement I was referring to. It's a supplement known as berberine. Berberine is a plant-derived compound that has some very interesting properties that we know and are postulating about in preventing cancer, including breast cancer. One is it tends to cause what's called apoptosis or programmed cell death of cancer cells, including breast cancer cells. And yet it doesn't do this for healthy cells. That's well known. There's several mechanisms that are being explored for why this does this, and you can look that up in the medical literature when you have the time. The other thing that berberine does that's more commonly known and works across other issues as well is it prevents blood sugar from either going too low or too high. One property of cancer cells is they tend to run entirely on glucose. And so high levels of blood sugar are more apt to feed more rapid growth of cancer cells. Lower levels would tend to starve them out so they don't grow as more rapidly. That's a mechanism of berberine that also may benefit people who are diabetic or pre-diabetic. Again, it prevents the blood sugar from either going too low or too high. Now, it does that similar to a prescription drug that's very popular among biohackers called metformin. Now, metformin works by the same mechanism, preventing either excessively high or excessively low blood sugar, pardon the mosquitoes, and it has three properties that may be of concern. Number one, if you're taking it and you're not a diabetic, you'll be labeled as a diabetic by either another physician or your insurance company, which could cause trouble. Second, it has a significant side effect in many people, not a majority, of causing diarrhea. And the third, that's more subtle, if you're an endurance athlete, it tends to lower what's called the lactate threshold, meaning the level at which your muscles will build up lactic acid during endurance exercise and slow down your efficiency and even cause muscle aches. So those are three properties of the drug met that are not present in berberine, which has the same benefits. We'll have another discussion on berberine and diabetes prevention, as well as helping with weight loss. But for right now, look it up in terms of cancer protection, cancer prevention, and it's even being investigated as various forms of cancer treatment. So consider that as the second supplement I mentioned in reduction of the risk of breast cancer.